of a little bit of full body strength as well as some core work, grab weights. This is designed for you if you're at home and you only have some dumbbells, some kettlebells, not a ton of equipment. So I've got here some dumbbells, kettlebells, I got some 10 pounders, nothing crazy. So this is for you if this is your home workout, is your base. We're gonna go through a nice little easy warm up. We'll get the body moving, then we're gonna take it down onto the mat. Again, I'm gonna always show you guys some PT options, injury prevention tips. I'm a PT as well as a strength coach and yogi. Let's start off, speaking of yogi, let's start off with a quick little yoga warm up. Nothing crazy, just to get the body moving. Then we'll take it into our main set. We've got some squats, we've got some deadlifts, we've got some core work, maybe some lunges. 30 minutes, let's get started. Come to the back of your mat. Full body. I also have a core class, specifically core work on Fridays. Today, a little bit of everything. Let's stretch, let's warm up. It's a little chilly today. Let's get the body moving. Inhale, reach to the sky, root your feet into the ground, crown of the head to the ceiling. Let's get it going. We've got a limited time. Tuck the chin in. Inhale, reach, lengthen. And then exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down, shake it out. Just checking in with our body. Nice little easy yoga flow. Get things moving, checking in, knees are soft. Keep the back nice and relaxed. Gentle warm up. On your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten the knees. Get a nice stretch in your hamstrings. This is your hip hinge, your deadlift. We will go into that in our main set. We'll deadlift today. Hold it here, brace with your abs. Straighten out the legs, one breath. Hands come down, step back into plank. Not sure if we have planks today, but we have planks on Friday in core class. So let's get in a little bit right now, just to strengthen the shoulders, push away from the mat, engage those shoulders, tuck the chin in, one breath here, and then exhale, knees down, slowly lower, chaturanga. I'm using this yoga warm-up as just a nice way to get our bodies moving, limber. Inhale, baby cobra. Hold it here, pull the shoulder blades down your back, engage those lats, hold it, one breath. Exhale, back down. Uncurl your toes, push yourself back, downward facing dog. That is the whole flow. Pedal out your feet, give your calf and hamstrings a nice little stretch. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Let's go through that flow again. Nice and chill, nice and easy. Walk your hands back to your feet, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, head coming up last. Inhale, reach to the sky. Let's finish our second flow. Reach, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down, let it go, release tension, shake out the arms, knees are soft. On your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten the knees, hip hinge, abs are braced, chin is tucked, hold it here. Hinging, hands come down, plank number 2, a little bit of upper body strength, engage, spread your fingers wide, push away from the mat, abs are on, tuck the chin, hold one breath, exhale, lower knees down or all the way down, controlled. Uncurl your toes, push yourself up into cobra. If this feels good, this should feel nice on the lower back. Not pinching, brace with your abs, support your lower back, engage your lats, pull them down your back. That's also gonna help support your lower back, right? Remember that when we get into our squats. Pull the shoulders down, engage those lats. Exhale, back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Speaking of squats, let's do a little bit of an air squat to finish out our warm up. Pedal the feet, downward dog. Kind of one of my favorite poses, this one, right? Nice little ankle calf stretch. You've got tight calves, tight ankles. A lot of my runners, a lot of my cyclists, a lot of just people in general. Pedal those feet, stretch those calves, and then walk your hands back to your feet. Okay, so before we get into our main set, rolling up, head coming up last, let's do a little bit of chair pose. Chair pose is your air squat, right? Your back loaded squat, here. Arms up. Now, if you cannot keep that lower back flat here, like you're getting into this guy, then bring your arms lower, right? So find your stance. If you have tight hips, widen your stance. Give yourself some space for your chair pose. I'm gonna give you a side view. Before we get into our main set, let's just finish out with a little bit of chair pose. Flow, inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, sink low into your chair. My back is flat. I can lower the arms if I can't maintain that lower back flat. Hold it here. And then inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold, shake it out. Let's just do that again. Again, let's go for some depth with our chair pose. Roll back up. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, sink low into chair pose. Get lower. We got squats coming up. This is This is our air squat. Hold it here. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do one more. Roll back up. Last time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink low into chair. Weight is in my heels. My toes are planted. I'm not here. Sinking back, right? Keeping those hips back, knees back. Last 2 breaths. One more. Eyes looking forward. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Engage those lats like we talked about. Standing back up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Shake it out. We're done with our warm-up. Grab weights if you've got them. I've got kettlebells, dumbbells, whatever you got. If you don't have weights, that's okay. Bring them next time. Highly suggested. So we're going to do a squat into a lunge pattern. So if you've got your dumbbells, got multiple options. I like this front rack position. Again, pulling the shoulder blades down my back. You can have them here. If you've got your one kettlebell at your chest for goblet, right? So I'm going to come into my squat, and then I'm going to step back into my lunge, right? So I'm going to give you a front view. So I got my squat here, da-da-da-da, and then I'm going to sink back into my lunge. So let's do both. So we're going to go squat, lunge, squat, lunge. Again, we're going to go for some higher reps and sets. We don't have heavy weights here, so we really need to rely on, I'm going to come a little bit forward so you can see me. So we really need to rely on a little bit more reps and sets. So this is going to be a little bit more metabolic, this workout, meaning heart rate is elevated. Got my squat and my lunge. So we're going to do this first round, 12 to 15. Higher rep count. Again, watch your form. I'm making sure those knees are not going way too far in front of my toes. Tempo can be fast. If you don't have weights, guess what? You're still doing a squat. You're still doing a lunge. That's okay. Sink back. Tap. Eyes are forward. Again, I like this front rack position. A little bit more aerobic. Heart rate's elevated, arms are higher. Some of it just depends on your comfort and the weights that you have. Let's do a few more here. And then we're gonna add on supersetting. So we got 3 moves, more than a superset. 2 more. All right, take a break. Whew, shake it out. So superset, typically we've got 2 moves back to back. We're gonna do 3 moves. So we've got our squat into our lunge, and then guess what? We're gonna add an overhead press. So taking a break from our lower body, getting into a little bit of that shoulder press, military press. Now you can use lighter weights if you need to. So that's our first round. Get a little bit of our squat, lunge, we're front loading the legs. And then we're gonna superset with shoulder, chest. You can also do a chest press or push-up, I guess. If you don't have any weights, have fun with that. Let's do a few more again, high reps. We've got lighter weights, so we cannot rely on this really heavy, short reps. So this workout is a little bit more metabolic, circuit-based. 2 more here. And then we're gonna come back into that squat. Take a break. 3 rounds, we move on to our next exercise after our 3rd round. So this is our circuit for the day. Squat, lunge, press. Get ready, find your position for that squat. Abs are braced. Pull the shoulders down the back. Engage those lats, eyes are forward. Sink back into your squat, round 2. Reverse lunge. If this is just too much for your brain to think about, right? Or your knees are feeling a little cranky with the lunge, just hold the squat. That's okay too, right? Adding a little bit of spice with this little combo. But if you're just like, I just can't get the coordination, or my knees feel weird, or heart rate's getting too elevated, or your weights are too heavy, right? You could just keep it into this basic squat pattern. Again, 12 to 15 reps, whichever you're doing, whatever position. Don't lose the form if you're adding some speed. Don't lose the depth of your squat. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. All right, press. Take a break. I just have these dumbbells, so you've got different weights. Figure out what is appropriate for you. We got 1 more round after this, then we're gonna go into our hinge pattern. Hinge is our deadlift. So we're gonna do a deadlift and then a row, either bent over or gorilla row. Last few here, then we've got our last round, I promise. My heart rate was getting up high, those little squats, lunges. 2 more, 1 more. All right, last round. Center yourself, pull the shoulder blades down your back, engage your lats, eyes are looking forward, abs are braced, wherever your arms are positioned with your weights. Again, you got multiple options here. Kind of depends on what weights you have and your comfort level too, right? Sink back into my squat. This is my chair pose. Heels back. Weight is in my heels, but my toes are planted. Hips back, not heels back. Hips back, but heels are planted. Last few. Got our triple set. Squat, lunge, press. Got a lot going on today. Last few. 2. 1 more. Last press. So we've got front loaded quads, squats and lunges, right? We're targeting more front body, press, chest, shoulders, whichever version, or push-ups, if that's your choice. And then we're gonna go into our hinge. That's our posterior chain. Glutes is next with our row, with our back. So that's full body, right? A little bit of core finisher. See how time is going. Last few here. 3, 2, 1. Arms come down. Setting ourselves up for this deadlift. Okay, so your hinge pattern. Hinging at the hips. Just like we started off with, right? Here. Arms straight line, down. And back up, hinge. Abs brace. Sink back. Weights or kettlebell slide down the shins. So that's our deadlift. Getting into it, 3 rounds. Abs are braced, tucking the chin and crown of the head to the ceiling. Pull the shoulders down your back. You can use weights, kettlebells. We're gonna superset with our row. Arms are straight, extension straight. Abs are braced. This is a hinge. My back is flat. Do not fear the deadlift. This is our Romanian deadlift. Just learn how to do it correctly. This should be targeting glutes, hammies, back. 2 more. Finishing at the mid shin. That is our RDL. Here, knees are bent. All right, that's it. Supersetting with 2 options. If your back needs a little bit of a break, I suggest you come into this bent over row, arms supported. If you feel comfortable with the gorilla row position here, step a little bit wider, and you're just gonna do alternating row. My abs are braced. Deadlift is a great strengthener. So even as a PT, as well as a strength coach, do not fear the deadlift. You need to hinge in life. There's a lot of things in life where you're not squatting, you're hinging. So learn that hip hinge correctly. And there's different ways to do deadlifts, right? We're doing an RDL version today. More of a bend in the knee, top down approach, finishing at the shin. Learning form is critical. Start with no weights if you're not sure. Check some of my other videos for more help. Last few here, abs are braced. Last set. Back to center, reset, pull the shoulder blades down your back. Find your stance, hinging from the hips. Knees are soft. Start by sinking back. Hips go back. Push away from the floor. Squeeze the glutes as you come up. Breathing. Bracing with my abs. Speaking of abs, we're gonna finish with a little bit of core. Maybe a little bit of plank. We'll see, got a little bit of obliques I'd like to finish with. Fridays is definitely core day, but I always add a little bit in to my other classes. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live class every week. Check the replay if you want some other workouts. 2 more. 1 more. All right, ready. Whichever one you're doing. If it's bent over row, make sure you get both arms in, right? So make sure you're alternating. Or if you just got the first one, was just one-sided, hit the other side this time, and then alternate for our last round. We have 3 rounds. Again, the workout of the day, we had our squat, lunge, superset with shoulder or overhead press, or press our chest. Now we have our hinging, our glutes, our deadlift, superset with our row, our back. Full body. Finish your core, stretch, done, 30 minutes, that's it. Pay attention so I don't space out and lose my form here. Abs are braced. Last few, really pull that shoulder blade back. Emphasize that rotation, get that whole back engaged. This is not a bicep workout, this is a back workout. Initiate from that shoulder blade, pull. 2 more each side, 1 more. Last hinge, reset, pull the shoulder blades down your back. I don't wanna see this slouchy, hunchy person for my deadlift, right? Here, knees are soft. Keep your knees relaxed. For the RDL, knees are nice and soft. Don't be afraid to bend those knees. Initiate with the hips. Stick that booty back first. This is not leading with your back, it's leading with your butt. Upper body follows. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Think about that posture we started off class with. Tall spine. Abs are braced. My feet fully planted. Big toe, pinky toe, heel engaged. Connect, root your feet into the ground. Arms are just straight extensions from my armpit. Straight arms. Push away. Last round, guys. I see the finish line. We just got some core work. A little spicy core work. That's it for today. Last few. 2 more. 1 more. And row. Finish up. Let's get into some core. This is still core though, right? This position, you better be using your core. All of this stuff, right? We'll get into a little bit more specific core. Again, if your back doesn't like this gorilla row position, just do a bent over row, right? You can use your other hand to support your back. Last set here, finishing up strong. Pull from the shoulders, engage, stay focused, almost done. Speeding through this workout. This is a circuit. This is more of a fast-paced strength class. That doesn't mean every workout needs to be like this. But these home workouts, if you've got lighter weights, you've got to make it work, which means typically higher reps, maybe some speed. 2 more. Last set. All right, done. Keep one weight if you have it. If not, that's okay. Let's do some Russian twists. Let's just finish off with one of my faves. If this doesn't feel great on your back, come onto your back and just do some bicycle crunches, right? Be mindful of your lower back. Pull the shoulder blades down your back, leaning back here. I'm not here. I'm here. If you have a weight, grab it. Let's add some little Russian twists to finish. This month is glute month in my Strava club. There's notes to it. In the caption afterwards, if you want to join, our focus is glutes. So we had our deadlifts. Let's finish with some glute bridges today. I did that last week. So again, if you want a fitness challenge of the month, it is glutes, adding some glute work in every week. We started with our deadlift, our hinge. We're gonna finish with some glute bridges, and that's gonna be our last move today. So let's finish strong. Again, I'll give you some ideas with that core, to activate your core a little bit more with that glute bridge. Last few here. Nice rotation, obliques, speeding through. We've got one more move, almost done. 30 minutes, you can get a lot done, right? A little bit of upper body when you add the weights here to that Russian twist. Don't sleep on that. Adding weights to your core work, it's a great way to give you more shredded abs, but also some upper body. Sneak it in. 3, 2, 1. On your back, if you want to do your basic weighted glute bridge, you can do that. Here. If you're like, I don't really want to do that. I want to focus on my core more. Then why don't you try a little bit of a marching bridge? So 2 options. Abs on, rib cage down, hips level. You want to make it harder? Arms up here. If you want to just emphasize the glutes more, stick with your basic glute bridge. Options. We are finishing up with glutes, bridges, almost done. My dog is waking up. That must mean it's almost time for class to be over because he knows it's time for a walk. All right, let's finish. Last few here. Take a break. We'll do one more round of glutes. My dog's going to, hi. Not super interested in the glute bridges. Last set. Lift. Glutes is the focus of October. That is our focus in my Strava group. You can join us. It's free. Our fitness challenge. November fitness challenge. I don't know yet. We'll see. Maybe some core. Maybe some push-ups. This month is glutes. All about the glutes. You should be feeling your glutes. Squeeze every time you lift. Last few here. And then we're stretching. And that's it for today. Finish up strong. Squeeze it out. Last few here. In 4. Dig in with those heels. 3, 2, 1. Oof. Done. Those glute bridges, man. Easy. You can do them at home. Great way to target some glutes and hammies. Hug the knees into your chest. Let's stretch. Let's be done. Let's finish out our workout. Hug those knees, rock them side to side. Listen to your body. As a PT, I would always suggest finding what feels right for your body. If you need to modify any of these, please do so, right? You may not look the same stretching. You may need to do something different for your body. So please listen to that and adapt as you need. Roll the ankles and the toes. Keep those feet supple. We want joints. We want mobility. We need that suppleness, especially as we get older. We also want the strength. Joints need to be supple, the muscles strong. We need both, right? Roll that hip around. Move that hip a little bit. Just getting out any of those sticky spots in the hips, seeing how everything's feeling. And then when you're ready, bring that knee across your body with that opposite hand. Should feel like a nice stretch in the hips. Maybe IT bend, maybe lower back if you rotate more off the mat. Open that right arm out at an angle, stretching out the chest and the shoulders. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Maybe shake out the head a little bit, release any tension. You can always check other classes on this playlist, this full body and core class. There's playlists. There's also an entire mobility, lower back playlist. Subscribe to the channel to get notifications of live class every week. Hold it here. Release tension. Slow down the breath. And then come back to center when you're ready. Figure 4 stretch. Any variation that feels good to you, you can have it here. Reach through for thread the needle. If that feels good, you could also come into pigeon pose. Just getting into that right hip, nice deep hip opener here. Roll the shoulders, releasing tension. Let it go. Release the tension. Shaking the head side to side. Release tension. Grounding ourselves, slowing down the breath. We'll do the other side, finishing out. When you're ready, unwrap that right leg, shake it out. Hug that left knee in. Roll the ankles and the toes around. Little ankle circles again. Supple joints. Anything else that needs work, now's your chance. Any other stretches that feel good to your body, please add them in. Rolling that hip around. And then bringing that knee across your body, same thing, finding that position, that knee position. Maybe you need last few breaths here. We'll finish with that figure 4 stretch on the left side. And we are almost done with class. We got one more move after this, and then that's it for today. Figure 4, reach through, thread the needle, whatever feels right to you. Finishing out. Opening up that left hip. Roll the shoulders, releasing tension. Shake the head side to side. Let it all go. Release tension. Last breaths here. We'll finish in seated, just with that nice tall seated posture, just like we started off class with. Just a little reminder of posture. When you're ready, unwrap that left leg. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Roll onto your side. Coming up into seated. Whenever, however, whatever. Sitting up nice and tall. Tuck the chin in. Inhale, reach to the sky. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Lengthening through the spine. Inhale, reach. Exhale it out. One more time, and then that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. Tall spine, tall posture, crown of the head to the ceiling. Inhale, reach. And then exhale it out. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. I will see you next time. Take care of yourselves. See you guys next class.